Reflector friend, and welcome to your year ahead spread for 2025. My name is Christy, and I am so excited to share this spread with you. I always do a year ahead spread on my birthday month, and I come back to it every month to kind of check. I look at the beginning of the month to see what the energy is of that month for me, as well as I check at the end of the month to reflect on what happened and how it all fit in. I just took a look at my January because my birthday's in May, so I'm kind of midway through my year ahead spread, and because they are great to do for birthdays. You can do them anytime, but the new year and birthdays kind of typically are these kind of really sensible times to do it. And my card for January is the Death card, and I couldn't be more thrilled because I am indeed ready for expansion. I am ready for transformation, and I have so many opportunities to do so. Alrighty, so let's just get going. Today is just tarot, no oracle. I am going to pull one card for each month for you, and then there will be a card that's like the overarching theme for the year. Afterwards, I will also show a short video of the cards down below so that you'll get to see them all. And I might also include a little video of my dog Lucy, who is joining me for the very first time during my readings. She is exhausted because we just did like a 2-hour hike with some friends, and she's just, anyways, we adopted a rescue end of November. It's a Christmas present for the family. I know that's early, but when the right dog comes along, you got to get the right dog. Okay, here we go. Let's consult our friends in the tarot for our beautiful reflectors. What is the energy for January 2025? All right, here we go. And it is, well, it is the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is one of the timing cards in the deck. It means that things are going to happen quickly, whatever they are. And I'm actually going to clarify this because I would like to know, because I'm sure you would like to know what area of life that this is. It also means that there could be a message coming for you. There could be, but this is a very speedy kind of card, right? But also notice that there's different speeds to it. But it's very interesting because eights can be about stability, right? Or lots of structure. So there's something about structure in January for you that will happen very quickly, as well as the wands are about our passions. So if you put some energy into your passions this month, something will come quickly for you. You'll manifest something quickly. That's what I'm getting. But we have to put the action into it. Okay, I'm not actually going to clarify this card because I feel like the message is coming in pretty strong. Okay, so we've got, but not all at once. Okay, so it's not all at once. So I'm looking at a series of quick things, but also what, and it's so interesting because as a reflector, you're not really supposed to do things quickly, right? Like you're supposed to, like, in terms of like making major decisions, like it's the best kind of thing for you to do is to wait a full lunar cycle. So this might feel really uncomfortable for you as a reflector, right? Like, doesn't that make sense? Like, so you're being like, so just because things are happening quickly doesn't mean that you have to react quickly. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, so January, we have the Eight of Wands. Something will happen quickly. So many things are going to happen quickly, but you are in control of how, like, you can actually slow them down just by your own actions. But remember, this is about passions. It's about, taking action. So this will be like a pretty, I like it for you. Like it's like coming out of hibernation, even though we're still kind of in hibernation month, still like a little bit like coming out of hibernation. Okay, there we go. Next up, February. Let's see what February has for our reflectors. Oh, more wands, and it's another step with the wands. So interesting. Okay, so for February, we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is the first thing that comes to mind is that protection, right? It's like you have worked really hard to build something, and now there's this feeling of protecting it. There's almost like this like wounded warrior energy that comes from the Nine of Wands. You'll see, he's been through battle. He's got the 8 behind him. So he's got this is very interesting, okay? So whatever's happened in January, right? right, is still there. But there's this feeling of need to protect whatever you've created, right? So, and that's okay to do so, but just be careful about how many walls you put up. That's it. This is also a card of putting up walls. So if you are in a romantic relationship or you are looking for, so the advice is to like, of course, we want to honor what's happened to us, but this person is not meeting anybody new. Okay, so it's also a bit of a thing of like, we have to be really careful about what we protect and how tightly we hold our cards to our chest, because of course, in order to have any type of meaningful relationship, we're going to need to be more open, right? But this is very much recognition that you have been working really hard, that you have something worthy of protecting. And that doesn't have to be your love life. For some of you it will, for some of you it will be finances. Like, we're starting to get into tax season in February. We're starting to look at, like there's so much to do with February, right? But it is a short month, so there we go. Okay, so we've got our 9 of Wands for February. March 2025. Ooh, see the bottom of my deck. Ooh. Okay. Oh, we have the Knight of Wands. All right, so the Knight of Wands also can carry messages. So I feel like there's lots of messages for you coming, and it's going to be up to you whether you listen to them or not. I have had some very, like, the universe sends us a lot of messages, right? And then if we don't listen, it like forces us to listen. So this has nothing to do with this card, but I had, one of the reasons I took a break for the last couple of weeks, it wasn't just because of the holidays. I had 4 dental surgeries, and I should have had 2 of those like 2 years ago, but I just kept putting them off. And I'm not really a procrastinator, but for whatever reasons I did. And then that caused the other things to happen. And so because the universe was like giving me messages, you really need, they basically made me go do it, like made me go take care of my dental hygiene. So what messages are coming in here? All right, so our Knight. Now this can be you, it can be someone in your life, or it can just be the energy of it. Now, if you have indeed met somebody in February, this person may they might be a little bit of a player, okay? Like, I just think that's the energy that I get from the Knight of Wands, because he's passionate and he's fiery, he's going places, right? Like, his horse is charged up, he's got his magic wand, he's ready to go. I'm not saying this person isn't trustworthy. I am just saying, let's use our discernment in March, particularly when it comes to a romantic relationship. Reflector, again, this guy likes to move fast, and you probably don't as a reflector, okay? So that's okay. Now, sometimes this can be good, the yin yang thing. My partner and I are very different, okay? And sometimes it's wonderful and sometimes it's infuriating. So it's like, what you gonna do, right? So take this energy, whether it's you, whether it's someone you know, but the Knight of Wands has a passion. There's a message of passion is what I'm getting right now. Okay, so March. All right. April 2024. It's interesting, when I do these readings for myself, I don't shuffle, so we're trying something different. And another night. Well. So again, messages. They're messengers, right? But this one's very slow, and the Knight of Pentacles is actually very dependable. So again, if we come back to the love type reading, and again, it doesn't have to be a man, right? Like, it's just that kind of male energy, right? And but this one is slow, and he's dependable. So if maybe this is somebody new, or maybe there's just another side of the person that another side of the Knight of Wands, right? Because not everybody is one way all the time, right? Maybe we're just starting to flesh out a little bit who this person really is. Now, the Knight of Pentacles also loves to plant seeds for the future. Okay, so our pentacles are about our resources. And if you look really carefully, there's these like plowed fields in the background. So he's looking over the plowed field and going, what am I going to plant? Because what I'm going to plant will become a resource. So remember, resources are not just money and possessions. It's time, it's fun, it's energy, it's all of these other things. So in April, you are really being asked to look at, what kind of seeds do I want to plant for the harvest, right? What do I want to harvest it later on in the year? Now, some seeds and sprouts grow in 2 weeks, right? And some take years. So it'll be up to you though, Reflector, as to what type of seed that you would like to plant, because we don't actually, and this is a manifestation, right? So like we're planting seeds for manifestation, right? Sometimes I glaze over these things. I am a manifester, and I'm very aware of it, and I'm also like it's very natural for me. So sometimes I skip the steps that other people need to take, which is why I teach courses on it. Anyways, and here we go. So Knight of Pentacles for April. Okay, May. May is my birth month. My birthday is May 30th. And so I'm a Gemini. I'm actually a Gemini sun, moon, and Venus with a Taurus ascendant, and wow. So very Gemini, love to communicate. I also love the swords cards, which are Gemini cards typically. Okay. Oh, well, May. We have the Chariot for you, Chariot energy. Okay, so lots of ways to go with this, okay? So I love it. So Reflector, one of the most obvious things is travel, okay? So there may be some travel or some travel planning for you in May, but this is actually to me more about drive. It's more about internal drive. Like, how do you want to get where you're going? How are you going to... What's the next step that you're going to take, right? Because remember, this is all chronological. After you've planted these seeds, what are you going to do with them, right? Like, what's the plan, right? And the drive here, and it can also be quite a lot of willpower. All right, so there can be willpower. Now, this is indeed a 7, and 7s can often be about crossroads. So you may come to a crossroad in May that makes you go. You have to make a decision when you get to a crossroad, right? So, but know that you have enough willpower and drive to make the right one. My arm is going to get real sore. This is already longer than my usual readings. Okay, next we have June. All right, June. Ooh, whoa, that one popped out, so that's happening. Okay, whoa, okay, June. The Queen of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Swords. Now, queens are nurturers, right? So you're being encouraged in June to nurture your thoughts, your communication, your mental health. Okay, so the swords for me, again, I'm a therapist, so I connect very well with the swords in terms of mental health. But she is like, you might get somebody telling you the truth, and it might hurt a little bit, right? But you'll know deep down in June that it is the truth, right? There's clarity. She's got clarity, but she's also kind, right? She is a just person. And so again, the energy, it's not just her. It could be, you could be male, or it could be a male person who you're speaking with or whatever. But this will lead to clarity, right? So it's not bad, even though it might sting a little bit. The swords usually kind of sting a little bit, right? But they're not bad. The swords really, really help us grow because they help us analyze our thinking. And again, like one of the reasons that therapy is so it can be so helpful is that when we change our way of thinking, we change the rest of our lives, right? Like people who people think garbage thoughts have a garbage life. I can't remember, I read that so many years ago, and I would think, but people who think really positive thoughts will have a positive life. Like, it's neuroscience backs this up, right? So anyways, so if you get something that stings a little bit, right, remember it is coming from a kind and caring place, but it's time you got the message, right? Maybe you weren't getting the messages earlier on in the year. By June, you're going to get it, okay? And someone else is going to give it to you if you don't get it yourself before. Okay, let's move on to July, summertime. Okay, here we go. All right, July, Justice. Okay, the Justice card is really, really interesting to me because it can go a lot of ways. All right, so perhaps if we're going to go basic again to start. Okay, so if you're looking in the law, like it can be like a legal judgment in your favor. Okay, it could be that legal issues are wrapping up, right? The scales of justice are here. He's also holding a sword, right? So, and we are a 9. The 9 is like a fulfillment, right? So something that has been happening will be fulfilled, hence the something legal happening, right? But it's also about fairness. Okay, so there's something about fairness that is going to happen for some of you in July. There's this balance, this equilibrium. That's also temperance, but but there's this kind of like things will become more balanced. Like the scales of justice or the scales are evenly weighed, if that makes sense for you in July. All right. So we've got justice is July. There is the red robe of desire. It is it's a very positive card. And there's this like, I don't know, the fairness, the feeling of the satisfaction and fairness, right? Does that make sense? Okay. So that is our justice in July. All right, next we have August. Okay. In August, we have another queen. We've got lots of royalty cards here, lots of court cards. The Queen of Cups. So again, queens are nurturers. And in August, you are being asked to nurture your emotions, right? Nurture, this is more of that, be more open. Like she has a very open and caring and loving energy about her, right? Like she's very, she's surrounded by these cherubs. She's on stable ground. She's gazing at her. I know what it's called, but I can't remember. And I always think it's like this weird little robot, right? I know it's not a weird little robot because they didn't exist when these were made. But it is, she's gazing lovingly at it, right? With a little bit of concern. But okay, but nurturing your emotions, okay? Nurturing, like it's time, this is a good self-care month, okay? Now, I think that self-care, I am tired, okay? I think that I don't have one arm like way bigger than the other one. Okay. I was just remembering, I don't know, Trogdor. There you go. If you get that, write it in the comments if you know who Trogdor is and you'll laugh because it's something really old. Okay, I just had to say it because it was on my mind and it was distracting me. Okay, self-care. Okay, so self-care, I heard this great quote the other day and it was, self-care is about being self-aware. How are you to know how to take care of yourself if you're not measuring how you feel, right? Like if you're not able to like have the awareness of what is actually going on, how can you take care of yourself if you don't know what's going on? So I love that. Okay. So you are being encouraged to do a lot of self-care in August. Maybe it's time to take that little spa vacation or go whatever like self-care looks like for you, right? So for me, like this morning, like I said, I went on a hike with friends. That was self-care to me. Sharing, connecting, being outside with my dog, it's just been awesome. So that's a self-care thing for me. Meditation is self-care, right? Like, anyways, so there we go. You're getting a little glimpse of my tooth. I get my bridge put in like 2 weeks. Hey. I didn't realize how much it showed when I smile. Okay, whatever. Okay, September. Let's move on. September. Ooh, fun times ahead in September. All right. We have the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups is a card of celebration, of friendship, of socializing, and growth of your emotions, right? So threes can be about growth and creation and celebration. And this one is like, it is party time. That's so interesting. So like right now we have just passed through the new year. I'm recording this on January 4th. And so, like the new year it's a fresh start for most. And but September for me is the same way because I work in the school system as well as I have been a longtime burner from Burning Man, right? And the man burns on on Labor Day weekend. And so for me, I always feel like I get this fresh start in September as well. Oh my goodness. Okay, so anyways, but it's really important that you get out there and have a good time in September. Okay, love it. All right, let's go October. Woo! Well, that's going to lead to something real nice and starting to get dark in October, but doesn't matter for you. you are being asked, this is like illuminate, right? Now, if you are pregnant, or planning to get pregnant, you might have a baby around this time, okay? Because this can be a card of birth and new beginnings, but also it's like, this is the most positive card in the deck, right? Like it is so bright. And so it's a reminder for you in October as the days start to get quite a bit dark, at least here in the Northern Hemisphere. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you're on the other side of that, right? So just remember that that light is within you. And also if you do have trouble with the darkness, to take care of yourself and get one of those little lamps or something, something to give you that natural light to help you improve your mood. All right. Now, another thing about the sun though, is that it can shine a bit too bright sometimes. It can be a little glaring. So but I'm not getting that for this. I am very much getting, like it's got sunflowers here, right? And sunflowers turn their faces to the sun, right? So in October, you are being asked to turn your face towards the light. Okay. All right. Doing good here. I have a little pattern that I'm setting out that I'll show you at the end. Okay, now we have November. November. Oop, there it goes. That's coming out. Oh, okay. This is a great reading for you, Reflector. Your head looks awesome. Okay, we have got the Eight of Pentacles. All right, now the eights, again, we've got structure with the eights. Pentacles are about resources, so you're feeling strong in what you know. This can also be a card, for some of you will be a card of apprenticeship, of starting something new, of a new steps towards mastery. But here's the thing, it's going to reward you. Whatever you decide that you're going to take on in November, I got the message I downloaded the message to start this channel and start doing tarot and combining human design and tarot in November of 2023. Is that right? Yeah. And then I started learning tarot shortly afterwards. And then I launched my channel in August of 2023, right? Like things can move really quickly if you want them to, and if they're aligned for you. So I think I'm getting very much alignment here. So with whatever, as long as you are aligned with whatever you're going to be learning, this new, it's like almost like a side hustle. Okay, I'm getting side hustle for some of you in November of 2025, and that's good, right? Like I'm all about multiple streams of income. I think it's really important, and there's easy ways to do it. I've been listening to a lot of YouTube channels and podcasts this week in particular, just about like productivity, and my own messages coming through have been very, very much about like, get going, girl. Like you've had your break, which I did. I mean, I had it with like an ice pack on my face for 3 weeks, but it was still a break. And so again, sometimes if you don't listen, the universe will just knock you out. That's it. All right, and December 2025. My dear darling Reflector, woo, don't we all need this in September or December? And that is strength. Now, I love this card because, I mean, you could just read it like, oh, strength, right? Yeah, okay, you're going to have strength. You need strength to be with all the socializing and being around family that maybe you only see once a year or whatever. Like, all that is true, right? All that is true. But really, when it boils down to, this is a card of taming. Okay, she's a tamer, and it's a very positive card. We've got the yellow in the background, right? Like they're meant to err on the side of positivity and growth and beauty. But she's got this little, right? So know that. Okay, so she has the infinity symbol on top of her head, which of course means forever, right? Infinity. But it also means infinite. So you have an infinite amount of strength within you, but it really means that like there's this battle between the ego, right? The animalistic, right? And the higher self. Okay, so there's this battle between the ego and higher self. And in December of next year, you are very, very much being encouraged to drop the ego and make decisions and interact through your higher self more. And especially if things are challenging, especially if you have the strength to get through whatever you have to get through. So just know that you have that within you. Okay, wonderful. And the overarching theme for the year, Reflector, my gorgeous, beautiful Reflector. Oh, I love this card. It is the Queen of Wands. All right, so the Queen of Wands, a nurturer. We got lots of nurturing in your year ahead, okay? Whether it's yourself, self-nurturing, she is someone who can nurture you. So you need to be open, okay, to accepting help, especially around emotions, okay? So so she is very dynamic, and she's got her little kitty cat. She's the only queen with a cat, right? She's got all sorts of fabulous, she is dynamic. People want to be around her. Okay, people love to be around the Queen of Wands. She also can have a sister vibe. So if you have a sister, it's possible that you may, or you are a sister, right? That relationship may strengthen this year. Okay, that is possible. But really, like, this is a person who is there for you. Okay, so you know that you're going into 2025 with a buddy, okay? And maybe the buddy is your higher self. Maybe the buddy is it could be another person, right? So one of the things that I decide, that I put in, I do a lot of I don't know, work all the time, right? Like on myself. Personal development, that's what it's called. Personal and spiritual development. And one of my things was setting, I didn't really set goals this year per se, but rather I imagine that I'm talking to the Queen of Wands. Oh, here we go. Here's your homework. Okay. And if you would like to do a little bit of more forecasting for yourself and manifestation, okay, so this is a manifestation situation. If you'd like to do this, start writing out the dialogue, or not necessarily the dialogue, but imagine that it's New Year's Eve 2025, okay? So it's December 31st, 2025, and you are talking to the Queen of Wands, okay? You are talking to someone that you know, that you trust, that supports you. And you are talking all about how awesome 2025 was. What would you be telling her? Okay, what would you tell her, right? And I would, if you really want to take it another step further, include the F's, okay? The F's. And I know which one you're thinking of, and it's not that, okay? So, fun, family and friends, finance, fitness, and fulfillment, okay? How, in all those areas, what has happened for you in the next year? And another benefit is that you're writing it in the past tense. So, and that's a very important for manifestation. Well, Reflector, I am so happy that you have joined me all the way till the end of this. If you would like your own personal channeled just for you, I am offering $20 off. So it's more than 20%. It's like 30%. Anyways, usually it is $75 for a tarot, for a personal one of this, and I'm knocking off $20, and I will have that deal till the end of January. So if that is the case, please send me a message, comment below, and we will get in touch, okay? And that's it. I love this for you. It looks like a really great year, Reflector. Just remember, things are going to start quickly. You can slow them down. And again, I'll do another little survey of this so that we've got everything going on. Okay. All right, Reflector, here is your YouTube short version of the year ahead spread for the full one. Please just visit my channel, Tarot in HD, and it will be there. In January, 8 of Wands. February, 9 of Wands. March, Knight of Wands. April, Knight of Pentacles. May, the Chariot. June, Queen of Swords. July, Justice. August, Queen of Cups. September, September, 3 of Cups. October, the Sun. November, 8 of Pentacles. December, Strength, and the overarching energy for the year is Queen of Wands. I mean, come on. She's adorable.